Hello, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Veronica, and today I have a special guest. This is Claudia Lobos. And Claudia, similar to me, is a member of an digital marketing educational platform. And today we would like to share with you something from our experience in aspect of how do we see the life nowadays and how we can take control and responsibility of our personal life in the areas we can make it. For example, we are parents both, and to us it is important to play our roles and duties in the way which will benefit our children's growth and education and build a strong foundation for their future life. So Claudia and me are going to speak about this topic. I hope you will find a lot of insights, and please stay with us. Claudia, hi, thank you for coming.
Hi, you're welcome. I just had my voice wrong.
I would like, I met you in our tribe, and you shared about your journey, your marketing and digital lifestyle journey. And I could find a lot of value. That's why I invited you in order to share with us what lessons have you learned during this journey. And I hope many of us will learn from your experience. But first, I would like to ask you, what can you tell about yourself? What do you think is special about you?
I don't know what you would say is special. I am a single mom since like 2.5 years. Well, my marriage fell apart. I've been going through this all by myself and raising 2 kids. It's a lot of struggle. It's a lot of, a lot of weight on my shoulders. And I'm trying to find a way to, let me say, how to navigate through this whole mess and find a solution that works not only for me but also for my children. And that's how I came to the digital marketing. I have found a solution, or at least I see a light at the end of the tunnel where I can see that this is a good solution for parents because you can work from home and still make an income. And even though, let's say you have to work with and make an earning. You don't have to go out to a job, or you don't have to be away from your children all day. It gives you more flexibility. That's why I chose the digital marketing. I'm not the question.
Yeah, thank you. And I think a lot of people, women, could resonate. Unfortunately, this issue of splitting and getting divorced is so common nowadays, and it is such an issue. And I personally, I am divorced as well for 2 years, and I have 3 children. And I was thinking back in my life, what was, what lessons I can learn from my marriage and experience in order to work on myself and be responsible of my life and stop blaming or victimizing. But as you manage to take this approach of life by taking responsibility of your finances and also doing your your parental duties, it is I think the best thing we can do as mothers nowadays. And there are a lot of opportunities online where people can do that.
I feel like especially as mothers, like because a lot when the marriage splits, it's most of the time the mother stays with the children. So it's for us to figure out how do you juggle work and family life because you don't have any support. It's like, how do you do that? You can't just go out of the house and leave the kids alone. and it's very heartbreaking. You know, you have to make that choice. Like you want to be at home, but you also have to do work. So most of the men don't have to deal with that unless they choose to have the children with them too.
And you know what I've realized actually? Why did we end up, I mean, the society in these conditions where men leave the family and not everybody, somebody takes care of financial aspect of the family, I mean, their children and support their ex-partner, but some of them are not able to do that.
Mm.
And you know, I was reflecting about why we as people end up to live in this mess, you know, because it's a psychological problem. And when you understand that all these problems come from our childhood traumas and old patterns we inherited from our parents' culture we grew up, then you understand that now it is time to fix this problem, to make a correction. And we as mother, we take the most important role. We have to grow our children, feed their needs, essential needs, psychological, physiological needs, in order to build that foundation of future life, you know, to build in them self-confidence and help them to develop the life skills, which um, will build in them that responsibility of themselves and responsibility of their relationship and future families. What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, as parents, you always want to make it better than it was in your past, and you want to give on to your children another example how they could actually look up to you. You always want to be like the role model for your kids, and it's like you want them to say like, "Wow, I want to be like mommy one day," and so you're trying to do the best you can to be that role model, and then you end up in a mess in your life. You're like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do? Like, how am I gonna show that I'm a role model?" And still show them how you can get out of the mess and still be that role model and still be that example that you can even deal with difficulties in your life and show your children how to deal with those difficulties and not give up. And I guess that's the point of life that there's always going to be messes somewhere, but how do you deal with it and still make it happen?
Yes, and yeah, and I think we have to learn them to trust. You know, if they will see that we are struggling, we are continuously stressed by going to a job, 9 to 5 job, or doing something that doesn't bring us fulfillment and flexibility, then they will have the same fear that in the future is what it is for them as well. But creating this lifestyle, which digital marketing and affiliate marketing can offer to us as a vehicle to reach to that freedom, you know, we can show them and help them to get trust and confidence that this world is not so bad. It's not a struggle. It's not something you must do because somebody is doing, and there are examples all around, you know, of unhappy, unfulfilled adults in unhealthy relationships and so on. So I think this opportunity is is huge, and we have to be aware of that and leverage it.
Yeah, I definitely think that this is an opportunity that our generation has with internet to actually work over the internet and do marketing and do make money out of it. Because I remember my parents, they always tried to do their own photography business and they worked hard on it. My dad was a photographer and he did weddings and all that, but it was always so hard because he had to work on the side and but then nothing was digital. It was still the film rolls, you know, we had to develop and everything. Um, and I know they're struggling to make it on their own, but they didn't have the opportunity of the internet to say, here's my business and get the customers online and stuff. And it was just too hard to build that next to their jobs. And we have the opportunity to actually do our own digital business while we work somewhere. We can start building it up from our home. You don't have to do, you know what I mean? It's like we have this opportunity of the digital world, which was not available before.
Yeah, you know, my ex-husband was an artist, and we were struggling selling the paintings every places where possible, but still is not enough. Nowadays, everything, especially the art, as well as photography, is all about promotion, how good you can promote your craft. And if you don't do that, it's practically it is impossible to have a life, financial support by selling your paintings in the street or any galleries somewhere in a local area you are living, you know, because the
Mm,
market is very limited. It's not everybody is interested in investing money in art.
yeah.
But yeah, learning digital skills and marketing is a great opportunity. And I also wanted to, now it's clear why you decided and what was your motivation behind your decision to start your digital marketing education. And I would like to ask you, what was your biggest challenge in this process and this journey?
Well, the biggest challenge is definitely in the beginning when you're still working is finding the time. When you work and you have children, it's like, where's the time to build anything? So that was my biggest challenge, to actually make that time to actually work on something on my own. And I used mostly the time where my kids were with the father. On those weekends, I would put my 100% effort into those 2 days on the weekends and build my website. I would build my funnels. I would write emails. I would design everything and set it all up. So until I'm now at the point where everything's set up and I just have to tweak little things, which is the awesome thing about digital business. You once it's set up, it runs for you in the background, and all you have to do is tweak a little bit there and here, and connect with some members and people. But time was definitely the issue. Big struggle finding that.
Did you find it skeptical since the beginning when you started? What was your mindset at the beginning?
Um, Definitely when I started anything online, you'd be like skeptical because you hear a lot of scams. And honestly, I never invested in anything before. Coming from having pretty much no money and being in debt, having to sign up on a program where you have no idea what it actually is. I wasn't sure what SFM was when I signed up for it. I wasn't sure, is it an education? Is it what exactly is it? Like, is it training, or is it a business that you're building, or is it existing? Like, I have no clue. I was like, I just want that freedom, that flexibility in my life. Show me how. And yeah, it was a challenge to actually pay the money up front to enroll. When I enrolled, it was still more expensive. They lowered the price more, so anybody entering now is happy. um, I don't know. I just, for me, money was always an issue, and I had a very small mindset about that actually could have extra money and that actually could be not really rich, but actually could have like abundance. So I had to change my mindset. Like, for me, it was just going to the grocery store was like a big calculator in my head. I was saying, "Oh, I cannot afford this. I cannot afford this. I cannot afford this. This is quality stuff that's not for me." I had to change the mindset that I can actually, have a good life too. And since I did that, um, my life kind of changed around. Like, started to relax more around the issue of money, and money started flowing in from different places. And yeah, it has a lot to do with mindset, and that's a big thing I learned with the obstacle.
Yeah, I totally resonate with that what you just described. With this issue going to shopping and calculating and making a budgeting inside your mind and
Yeah, it's like you're always looking for what is on discount. What is that? Okay, I can actually afford that. Like, wow, I can afford this expensive meat because I normally can't. It's half price today. But I don't know. It's just as a thing. I don't know if it's a single mom syndrome or some people are just like that. But yeah, you have to stay to your budget when you.
What made, what helped you to make this shift in your consciousness about your relationship with money, Claudia? How did it happen? Share with
Actually,
us.
I was speaking to a member in the SFM, and we had some calls, and she wanted to start a coaching business, and I was kind of the guinea pig for her. And I did some calls with her, and she helped me really to realize that that is a lot. How do you say, the money mindset from has a lot to do with how you grew up from the past and things that happened in the past. So I digged into it a bit, and I realized that my mom always used to say, like, as long as it's enough to pay your bills, you're okay. And I had always in my head, like, as long as it's enough. And it was always enough. Like, I would just be on zero, and the mom, like, yeah, it was enough. But I didn't have extra to go on vacation. I didn't have extra to actually enjoy my life, or like, hey, like, let's go out to a restaurant and buy ice cream or something. So it's always just enough. So I had to really just click that mindset. It's really like, I was like, how do you change the mindset about money? But you really have to say, okay, that's how it was, and now I change it, and this is how it is now. It's really just a change of thought, and that's it. Like, it's not like anything you have to go through. It's not you have to work through it. You just have to write it down and write in your mindset, and then just keep believing that and keep reminding yourself when the thoughts come up again. Like, no, this is how I used to think. Now I think different.
So how do you feel now at your emotional level? I think it is related with your feelings as well, not to
Yeah, I
you.
don't feel so much stressed anymore about money. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I have more of the trust of, like, the higher being who will provide for me. God will provide for me. Whatever happens, Right now I have car issues. I'm like, how am I going to pay for that? But I'll see. I guess it has a reason for that. And maybe I'll get a new car. you know, maybe that's the reason. We'll see. I
Yeah.
don't have to stress so much about it like I used to.
Mm-hmm. And that's correct. When you make this shift in your mind, you feel, as you say, similar to me. I feel relaxed and I feel gratitude. And I look at my life and I see actually I have what I need. And I'm so grateful for that. And I feel that, as you say, the universe takes care about everything I need. And I have to relax and trust and feel happiness. And I feel myself content with my life. I am happy now. I'm healthy and my children are healthy. Everything is okay. Nothing to worry about. And the money are coming naturally into your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a big change in.
It's a mind change.
Yeah, because it all related to fear about related to money, and it's coming from the culture. We can't judge our parents because they were educated this way and influenced by their environment, and it's fine. We are progressing, evolving as a society. We teach each other and encourage each other to trust and have faith in our future life by
Yes.
taking action, of course, not waiting for miracles to happen, but taking actions.
Yeah, I realize a lot of people, they are actually waiting for someone to serve, like to serve them something that will get them out of their frustration or out of their situation where they don't like to be. Maybe like, if like I just had members or people on my email that's just speaking to me like, oh, if you have something that can help me get out of my mess, then please send it to me. Like, I showed you the program. You have to do the work. I can't just send you something, you click the button, money's coming. It's just not how it is. And if anybody knows about something like that, then please tell me. But I don't think there's a button where if you press and money comes in. But you have to really, build up that business and take your own actions. You can't wait for someone to do it for you.
Of course, yes. And this path we are going through, and we encourage a lot of people, and women especially, who feel that they must build a life next to their children. and be available next to them in order to prevent future traumas. Because of childhood issues, we can prevent and fix it now if we want our children to be happy, fulfilled, have self-confidence, and build their lives of their dreams. So this path is indeed a path of responsibility and taking decisions by your own. I mean, not expecting somebody to teach you and taking you by hand and show you where you have to step, because we are all different individuals. We have different backgrounds, different education, different financial possibilities in order to grow this business. But it is possible if you trust yourself and you take actions, consistent actions.
Exactly.
Yes, and
Yes, right. That's the key. Yeah,
and
and you have to definitely be very strong with your thought life. You have to be able to control when doubt comes in and says like, oh, you're not good enough, you can't do this, oh, I should give up. And you have to really be strict and say, no, I can do this. It might not look like it might not all come at me, the success might not just all come easily, but I can do this. And you have to constantly tell yourself that. You have to, practice something like meditation or, affirmation stuff.
and you know what I discovered for myself? It was a shift, another shift in my consciousness about marketing as a selling process, which to me was something like pushing, like making people, a kind of manipulation. Even though I was selling art in the past, I was feeling, I gave space to people, to choose. I could describe what is special about this painting, about this artist, but I let people to take their decision, not pushing. And still, to me, to make online marketing was was a problem and a challenge, because I had always. I wanted always to be in alignment with my core values in my life. And as more deep I go into this education, into this process, because it's a transformational process as a person, as a personality, shifting your mindset, it's not so easy, and accepting the changes along the way. So to me, it was the intention. What is the intention? My intention. And when you finally understand and believe that this program can help people to change their lives in the best way in order for them to get balance in their lives, that helps you to find your message and share, not selling, but share, this opportunity. Look, you can be happy. You are not meant to suffer the entire life.
Yeah, that's true. Like it's my issue too. Like I was always thinking, like I'm not a salesperson. Like I don't like to make someone buy something. I'm usually the person who would say like, you know what, there over there is a better deal. Why don't you get that? But it's not about selling. Like for the SPAM, I feel like it's a pro and it really helps you. It's like kind of like life coaching. It coaches you in all the different areas of life, including the finance, of course. But it's like how to think in a way that you can make the most out of your life. How to connect with people that are positive and are aligned to you. It's just amazing. Like this whole package is kind of a boost to your life. You know what I mean? That gives you that encouragement in all areas of your life.
And these skills, they give you a lot of opportunities, and I think unlimited possibilities to create the life of fulfillment and meaning. I mean, within us naturally is that desire to do something that we are gifted, that specific thing, that special thing which determines our personality. And learning these skills you can find a way to express yourself in your unique, specific way in this world. And
Yeah, that's true. They give you like skill. I mean, you can do whatever you want online. It's like the platform is open as long as you know the skills. You can. I could sell art. I could sell car tools. I could sell boat stuff. I could sell gardening. Like it's like whatever you like, whatever niche you like, whatever speaks to you, you can get yourself into it and share that with people. And that's the awesome thing. And having an online platform where I could sell from Switzerland, I could sell or reach people in the other end of the world is just amazing to me. Like it's so accessible.
and you can build new connection and grow your tribe and create new friends with
Yeah,
people.
that's another plus, right? Like you really connect with your members. You're like, hey, good to talk to you. Like you just have new friends from the other side of the world somewhere. It's
That's
awesome.
wonderful. Yeah, that's wonderful. You don't feel that you are isolated and working alone from home, that
Mm.
you have that fulfillment which brings you that, you could have a positive impact in somebody's life. When I speak from that perspective that women have to spend more time with their children till a specific age, at least till 7 years old, when they are more independent, they want to explore and go out in the world and create their friendship, they don't need you anymore so much. But till this age, if women will understand that working from home, being next to their children, being more involved in their education, you can find, time for your personal growth and education by healing yourself, learning psychology, learning how to build and create healthy relationship, and teaching your children. And also you can do your personal and own craft, which gives you that space of expression. It is for me relevant because when I was in my maternity leave for 8 years, growing my 3 children, I was so busy, and I was reading a lot of books about self-development, and I wanted to study more, and even I could apply those knowledges and skills in any creative projects, and when you have this freedom and flexibility, it is it is not a struggle to stay so long at home, because I heard many women talking about, I'm not growing, I'm not developing myself because I stay at home. But I think this is a misunderstanding, because they don't prioritize how do they spend what is the quality of that time. Is it lying on the couch and watching Netflix all day, or is it about learning and self-development and creating something new?
Yeah, I see a lot of stay-at-home moms from parents from my kids' school, and I'm actually so jealous to have so much time, but I don't know. They seem to be bored, and like, why don't they use that time to build something or to develop it themselves, like you said? And I wish I had so much time to actually, to be at home with my kids. And I missed a lot of their childhood being at work. And yeah, I just wish I would have had that time as a mom, as a stay-home mom, to actually have time with my kids and build my own character with it. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. And we are learning. Even if we fell in the past, that's good. Stand up and move on with more strength. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely, I mean, definitely, like as a working mom, I would say the hard part is like having the guilt of not being at home. For me, it's really that guilt feeling constantly, and coming home and feeling like a shell that has no more emotions because it's just stressed out from work and tired. And having that little bit left to give to the kids, it was just that whole guilt feeling always. So yeah, I just would encourage any single mom to start this business and really, really be able to be with the kids. I think it's very important that kids grow up with some parents.
Oh, yes. I remember myself when I was, after 8 years of staying home, of having the control of my daily routine and my time spent with my children, and how and what values I implement into their consciousness, and what seeds I plant in their minds. I could feel I have that control. But when I went to job, when I started working again, I could feel so much unhappiness and this feeling of guilt. It was so dark and painful because you can see your children being unhappy. Like their life is not already so happy as it was before when I was with them every day next to them. But
Yeah,
yeah,
see that they're missing something, and they're missing their mom, of course. And you can tell, like, when I was just a little bit home a little longer for the Corona time, then I was a little bit more off from my job, and the kids totally enjoyed that. I didn't want it to stop. I really enjoyed being there for them and cooking for them and walking my daughter to kindergarten and all that. So yeah, definitely that's my dream lifestyle, to be there for them.
I believe that the coronavirus pandemic period is a blessing for the entire earth. Maybe it sounds crazy. I'm not referring about the lives which passed away, but I'm referring about the new generation, that we could stay at home and experience that life being next to our children. And I know that a lot of children are more are getting mentally healthier. They are happy in balance. They can sleep as long as they want. They feel loved and cared and seen by their parents. And I hope after this experience, many parents will realize that they should readjust their agenda and create more control of their life by leveraging online technologies and online opportunities of creating digital lifestyles.
Mhm. Yeah, that was definitely a break from the whole runaround. Like all of a sudden, everything just stopped, and I think it was good for people to realize I don't need to run around like crazy all the time. That life is more enjoyable when you actually can take time for other people, or you can, take time for yourself to read something, to write something. Yeah, I think it's a wake up call to many.
Living in the present moment, not rushing and thinking that living in the future, which never comes. In the future, I will be happy. I will have more time in the future. And
Yeah,
you lose your moment now. The life is going and passing next to you. You and life are different. You are not on the same track.
yeah, yeah. And all of a sudden, you're like, maybe when you're older, like when it's your last day, you'll be like regretting, why didn't I do that earlier? And we don't know how long is left for us to live. We'll see.
Yeah. Thank you for your share, Claudia. What would be your final words towards our audience, your advice?
Well, I would definitely say you have to have a strong reason to build a business, otherwise you give up quickly. And keep that reason in front of you, like dangle it like a carrot in front of you, so you keep going. Because there's difficulties coming always, and there will be struggles. And like life has struggles always, you have to have something that gives you hope, and sometimes that some things that encourage you. But I'll definitely, um, you know, rethink your life as you live it now, and see where it's working, where it's not, and make a change, take an action. Because if you're not happy in your life right now, it's not going to be different in 2 3 years if you don't make a change. It's going to be the same thing. And at least if you start taking an action or a small step every day, you slowly start to pivot in a different direction. And yeah, you just have to really keep going, be strong. That's what I
Yes,
would say.
wonderful. And I would like to add that there are people who you can always ask for help and advice. You can get in contact with us. You can find the links in the description of this video. And if you find this video useful, take action and control of your life. And it is possible. Everybody can do that. It's not necessarily to be technically savvy. You can learn, you can make it and learn it from scratch by having this amazing training and opportunity, which can lead you step by step with very clear instructions. And
And never be alone, because we're all in one boat to help each other, right? Like we're all together. And that's the awesome thing, you're never alone. So,
yes, we are all connected in this world. We are not isolated or disconnected. Even we can feel that in our minds, but it's an illusion. So go out there, take control of your life and be happy.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank you for watching.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Claudia.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Bye.